Hello once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. I'll be Darth Tuba today. I'm not going to edit that out. Darth Tuba is my name. Darth Tuba, sorry. And today, we got some old items here. We got some titanium diecast series figures from 2006. I've been on a big kick on the mid 2000s. So I guess it's the aught 2000s, the aught 2000s. I'm not even sure. 2006, 7, 8, 9. I've just been on a big kick about those. I did a lot of keeping stuff in the box at that point in my collecting career, and now I'm just looking at stuff and saying, yeah, I think I want to kind of express, check out what these are looking like, at least out of there. Especially these, because even when you unbox them, they're still boxed. And you can go back and check on some other episodes. I've actually done a few of these already. These are titanium. Now, titaniums was primarily a vehicle line, small, almost like Matchbox before, or I should say Hot Wheels, before Hot Wheels had the license. Hasbro would make these little titanium vehicles, and they were meant to be metal and die-cast metal, and kind of like, Star Wars' answer to Hot Wheels or Matchbox. And they came out with, dozens, if not hundreds, of different vehicles because they were small and they were easy to produce. And they tried their hand with some figures. So we did a couple. This we have is Darth Maul, and over here we have a Clone Trooper. And one thing I will tell you is that these are very flimsy boxes. So part of the reason for doing this is that the boxes aren't all that great. And the other part of it is just because, unfortunately, I do this to save space, and I'm basically saving about 2 inches each on the figure, an inch on either side. But that's okay. So why don't we start with the Clone Trooper? Okay, this looks like an episode 3 Clone Trooper, because remember, the episode 2 Clone Troopers were essentially just they were just essentially white with a few stripes to indicate rank or whatever. Oh, that's right. This one's got this interesting setup here. Oh boy, there's it's very unusual. I remember this from the last time. It's glued to the bottom. Glued. And then you have to kind of work itself out. Not the case itself, but then you get it to it and it's like, there it is. Now, I'm going to do this. This is going to be a short episode because anybody who watched the last time we did this will remember that we actually, do I want to do this? See, there's only one thing I don't like about this, okay? And that is that everything is good, but you can clearly see the plastic that is there holding the figure together. So what I want to do is just do a quick verification, and I just want to see if these figures are indeed. Can we display them? Oh wait, shoot, am I doing this right? Maybe not this one. All right, before I start that, let me try these two on the side. There's literally 6 screws here, but I think some of them are not. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to try these 2 outside screws first. And if I do this, guys, I don't think I'm going to do it for the second one, at least not on camera. I'll just do it for one, just because. Now, if you want to take the figure out, it's essentially a similar mold to any of the action figures that have come out around this time. It's just that, or maybe a little bit earlier. It's just that the figures. I'm glad I did that. The figures are basically metallic. And they have a bigger weight to them, kind of similar to the Elite series that Disney had put out. All right. So I took the screw. All right, I got it. Do I have the other screw? Yeah, both screws. I do want to screw it back in because it's a nice little case for it to be in. Of course. Twist ties. Right where you want them. Okay. Great, thanks. But it does look as though the figure is kind of fused into the seat. So this is not a figure to take out of the package because you want to essentially, be loose with it and have fun with it. Okay, this is meant to be more of a statuesque figure. In fact, the Clone Trooper, its legs are completely fused. It has no motion. The head turns, and the arms and the weapon itself you can take off. I'm going to leave one twist tie on only because that one was tied to the plastic itself. But that's it. Now, then you can just kind of put it back like this. And essentially speaking, you've got a nice figure that, oh boy, of course I got to get it back where it was. but you haven't, essentially you have a nice little figure on display. I like this without the box. I think it's kind of cool. I will be honest. In some ways, I'm kind of brought back to my youth from watching the Super Friends, and see if anybody else remembers this. When I don't even remember who it was, but Super Friends was my go-to Saturday morning cartoon, and it was the legendary Superpower show, the Challenge of the Super Friends, the Super Friends and the Amazing Superpowers Team, or something like that. There were all these different versions of it, but I remember there was one episode where some villain kept collecting the villains and putting them in like plastic cages. So this kind of reminds me a little bit of that. They even labeled them and everything. It's kind of weird, but it's just a cool thing. It does take up a little less room. You can also stack them on top of each other, which I might consider doing if I open all of them. There are actually 2 more that I have to unbox, which I'm not going to do in today's episode, but it is a cool concept. And again, and I've said this in previous episodes, a lot of times it's Hasbro just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. And I do enjoy having a little representation of everything they do. This was when I tried to get them all. I don't need that anymore. I've learned to I've outgrown that. I don't need to have them all. So, and I don't recommend everybody else trying to do that. All right, let's get this guy out of here. I guess I can take a few extra minutes. How am I doing here? Oh yeah, it's a short video. I will do the same thing I did. Some people are like, aren't you going to try to save the packaging? The answer to that is no. The only thing I don't like about this, honestly, is the fact that I'm going to keep... I do want to keep I always like to keep the catalogs, because the thing about catalogs is that they don't make them anymore. So it's kind of a cool little throwback to look at catalogs and say, hey, man, remember when they used to make catalogs? In fact, I know people that'll pay quite a bit of money for the original Kenner catalogs, because some of those have even coming soon items that never were produced. That's a pretty cool thing. And then there's also, I remember the J.C. Penney catalog. That was another one. That was every kid's dream to get that in the mail, because you could circle everything you wanted for Christmas or your birthday or whatever, and let your parents know. And it was full color photos, and it was nice. It was back then. Remember, we were starving for anything Star Wars related, because Star Wars was essentially. Hi. Well, it's not your arm that's supposed to come off, Darth Maul. It's the rest of you. Oh boy. I think it looks like it's just a. Oh, okay, good. So yeah, Maul. This is, of course, Darth Maul when we first see him fighting, and that's on Tatooine, hence the sandy bottom, and I'm going to hold him upside down like this and hope that arm stays in, because that would not be nice. His arm looked like it was almost like one of those Gentle Giant bust-up things, or Gentle Giant figures where the arms come off, and they're just kind of held together in a basic kind of puzzle piece format. So, whoops. But it seems like it's holding, so that's good. And I do enjoy the hard plastic kind of casing that they do. The figures are mostly metal, as I said. The movable parts generally aren't. The base is the base, meaning the base of the figure, the waist down, maybe the torso, is kind of a metallic piece. The rest of it is your typical plastic. And it's got a cool setup. And as I said, you can put them side by side. You can even stack them. All right, now they're not meant to be stacked, like they can fall off if you're not careful. But there's essentially, it's flat enough that you can rest one on top of the other, and it works. Okay, so if you want to do a situation where you can make 3, 2, 1 like a pyramid, that works as well. So they're really cool. Again, Star Wars has come out with so many awesome different types of collectible items in their 40-year history, that it's amazing to see and just get a little snapshot of the type of things that they came out with. So that'll do it for this week's episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show. Like, subscribe, hit the notification button, smash the like button, as they say, the lingo of today. Welcome to our new subscribers, and let other people know about the show so we can get even more subscribers. We are approaching 7,000. We might even, at the time of this release of this video, be past 7,000, and that would be fantastic. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.